Once again, YouTube, this is Pet Rock Media coming to you live through the power of the internet. And what I'm doing right now is just going through my updated Office 2014 overview. We're going to go ahead and come through the main entrance to the office. So this is what you see as you walk in. Pardon for the video quality, I am shooting this with my iPhone 5. So the very first area you'll see here, this is my wife's area. She just recently received a MacBook Air, so we're going to be updating this extremely outdated dinosaur Dell laptop with a brand new MacBook Air. There is a 24-inch Asus monitor. A very old but still very usable Logitech G15 gaming keyboard. I used to use that primarily when I would game, most often with Counter-Strike on the Windows platform. So that's still remnants of that. So that is what my wife has been utilizing. Comfortable chair. It's actually got Serta mattress foam in it, so it is extremely comfortable. Then before we go over to my desk, we'll go ahead and move over here. We have an Epson printer. It is the WF3540. Pretty good workhorse printer. I like how it has the dual paper feeds, flatbed scanner, everything. This is my Nico Xbox 360 controller charging station where I charge my controllers actually. What I like about it is that once I'm done gaming, I just rest it on there and it lights up showing number one that the first controller is in fact charging. I have a few stickers from Frono's Photo. I just recently purchased one of his t-shirts. Specifically the I Shoot Raw Star Wars looking edition, the space one. So got a few Frono's Photo stickers. And then moving along, this is it's a 46-inch TV that I use for gaming. It's an Insignia, just in-house Best Buy brand. Nothing too fancy, just gets the job done. I got a sound bar with it, actually came with it. The old keyboard pad for my controller, the remote for the Insignia soundbar. I rarely use that thing. My Xbox 360, the black one. There is an M-Audio iPod, iPad, iPhone stand, regular lamp. My Astro A50 headphones, which are amazing. I have heard so many negative reviews about them, and I have heard positive reviews, and I just decided to bite the bullet and buy them. One of the best purchases I ever had. I was coming from a pair of Triton Warheads. Never could get a solid connection. My wife and I had matching pair, and they always interfered. Some of them would link, some of them wouldn't, so I just returned those and ended up buying me the A50s, which are amazing. Galaga box, we do collect NES games, my wife and I, so there's a Galaga box. Couple of Pez, I do collect Pez, an old Jag 35, 35mm adapter for my HV30. More Pez. My old, actually one of my first cameras that I ever had, see if you can see here, it is the Canon AE1 with the 50mm prime on it. Vivitar flash, a few Pez. I have Darth Vader and Yoda. The Pez over here was the Gold C3PO, and then my R2-D2. A couple of lens hoods, a Star Wars puzzle, a rock that my wife likes to pick up and collect, and a photo prop, which is actually a piggy bank, but it's not used. I got it, picked it up for a prop. Let's see. The couch, which has these really cool NES cartridge pillows. These are extremely comfortable. Got those from Think Geek. This is kind of cool. Of all the things, I actually have a kind of a splitter for your power, but what it has is three 2.1 amp outlets for charging my iPhone or my iPad. So if I'm ever playing games, it's strategically placed right next to my spot, so as I'm gaming, I can charge my phone. Got some games down there. Some of them I haven't even touched. Once I got onto Call of Duty Ghosts, I haven't really gamed anything else. An older pair of Altec Lansing speakers, which I no longer use because I did upgrade my sound. I might be giving these to my wife. I haven't decided. She wants a very minimalistic look. So I might be getting some Logitech Bluetooth headphones, or I'm sorry, Bluetooth speakers. Something with a little bit of a nicer aluminum look to match her iPad Air. There's my old Canon HV30, a iPod dock, which is the 30-pin connector. It's an Altec Lansing, but we don't use this too much anymore since we have the iPhone 5s with the Lightning. So we do use it occasionally with the auxiliary, and I also have a Bluetooth receiver that plugs into there, but we no longer really use this as much. The door has an Office logo. My light switch is from ThinkGeek. It actually turns the light off and on. And if you turn it on with the switch down here, it will glow. And then have some light sound, so kind of cool. Over here we have some collectibles. We have the Lord of the Rings Pez dispensers. We have some Justice League characters. You can see we got it from Half Price Books, $14.99. These things will average anywhere from $8 to $10 a piece, so we're just going to hopefully keep them and see how long they mature. Hopefully they do raise in value. We have Milo from the Descendants. Any of you old school ska punk rockers like myself remember the Descendants from way back in the day. We ordered this, or actually we actually bought this up in Austin. As you know, I do live out of San Antonio, Texas. We bought this in Austin at the Waterloo Records house. There is Cortana and Master Chief. He is actually holding an umbrella for her. Moving right along, we're about to get to my area of the office. This is one of my smaller bodies. This is when I ventured into Micro Four Thirds. I got an Olympus OMD EM5. It has the Olympus battery grip. Great little camera. If you're interested in shrinking down your size from a massive DSLR, if any of you have seen any of my older videos, if not, go out there and check them out. I have shown off excuse me, my 5D Mark II collection and of lenses. So going from a big L Series 20 or 70 to 200 lens, going to a more compact body, this is a very, very good camera. This is one of Olympus's lenses. I believe this is the 40 to 150. Yes, it is. Right there. If it'll focus. You get the idea. Okay. This speaker right here that I'm about to pull up is the JBL Charge portable Bluetooth speaker. So as I unzip this, you'll see there's a few small pouches here with a few lenses. I do have quite a collection of FD mount Canon lenses from my AE1 when I first started photography way back in the late 80s, early 90s. So I do have those that I do use with an adapter to go to my Olympus OMD. Great pictures come when you use old FD glass. Still can get around. It's still now all of it's manual focusing, since in fact there is no connection that allows that to electronically focus, but still it allows you to take your photography to another level, at least in my opinion. The lamp that is on is the Darth Vader lamp. You see it has the lightsaber, I'm sorry. Has the lightsaber bottom handle. You can kind of see it there. Most people, when I do look up the reviews for this, have a red bulb, although I cannot see myself editing photos or doing video editing with a red bulb in here the entire time, so I just threw on a very generic energy-saving bulb. Here are some of my figurines. We have Master Chief, we have Raiden, we have the old school Batmobile with the Adam West style Batman, and we have Batman up there. We have a very cool looking Game Boy case, which actually does have the Game Boy in there. Picked up that case at my local vintage shop called Game Over. If you're ever in the San Antonio, Austin area or live in Texas, you'll know Game Over Video Games. Great looking place. Sells a lot of old school vintage games at pretty decent prices, and they're pretty good at haggling also, so This thing I picked up for $2, and it holds the Game Boy and about 15 games. So, as I said at the beginning, me and my wife do collect old school video games, and we're trying to amass a nice collection. A picture that I took in Austin that just really caught my eye, the two ATMs with the color. I'm a big color fanatic when it comes to photos. My lightsaber, it's just there for show, and it goes through different colors, and then it'll turn off. It does have a remote, but I misplaced it, so I'm not sure where it's at. Another photo I took of the American flag. Let's see, just some pictures and frames and some decorations that I have received as either gifts or that I've made. That is taken from, I don't know if any of you remember D-Town from Scott Kelby. It used to be RC Concepcion. Him and Larry Becker used to co-host. They no longer do that show. It's now called Photography TNT. And one of the cool props that they always had in their room was, in fact, the Canon and Nikon split frame. This is my lame attempt to do it. As you can see, the where the lens connects obviously does not line up, but I did the best I could. Some of the decals that we have all around the office, if you haven't noticed over there, there is Master Chief. And then there's some guns and some grenades and so forth. Texas A&M clock / decoration. Don't really use it for the clock because it is really, really little. But I am an Aggie. I am a Texas A&M fan. A hand-painted picture that my wife did for me for Christmas. I am a big Batman fan. And also the hand-drawn picture pencil sketch that she did, minus the green paint, obviously, but everything else is hand-sketched, of the Joker. Okay, a couple of bags that I have. This is the Cocoon bag that I absolutely love, and this is the Think Tank Retrospective 7. I use this for my mirrorless bodies as well. Just a great overall bag. I like the minimalistic look of it. Doesn't look like a camera bag. It doesn't scream camera bag. What I was going to show you earlier is this, the JBL Charge, as I mentioned. Great little portable Bluetooth speaker. Has the subwoofer out right there where you can feel the air being pumped out. What's cool, the reason why they call it the JBL Charge, is it does have a USB port with a built-in battery that will charge anything with a USB. It has charged my iPhone before in the past. I've gotten a full charge out of it when my phone is in fact dying. Here's the power button, the volume button back here. There's an auxiliary input as well as the micro USB for charging. Before we move into the actual computer, here are a pair of headphones I have. These are the Bose Quiet Comforts. And then you have the Beats by Dr. Dre. They were limited edition to the Apple Store, if I'm not mistaken. Black and gold. I had a pair of white and red ones, but my wife wanted those, so I ended up buying these when I was at the Apple Store one day. My older, not really old, but it's around mid to late 2009 MacBook Pro 13-inch, non-retina. This was when you were able to take them apart before they became a complete unibody or a complete solid body. I have this upgraded to 8 gigs of RAM. I took out the optical drive and installed an SSD drive, so it still flies a little bit. It does have an Intel Duo processor, doesn't have the i5s or i7s, I'm sorry, but it gets the job done. The reason why earlier, if you remember, I mentioned that I am no longer using those Altec Lanson speakers is because I upgraded my speaker system from my computer setup to the Klipsch THX 2.0 systems. These speakers are amazing. Just a generic Seagate 4 terabyte drive in the back. And now, my editing area. This is a 24-inch Apple Cinema display. Has the Super Nintendo background wallpaper. This has the old school NES background wallpaper. It is a 27-inch iMac. It is around the same time that I got my laptop. It's about an early to mid 2009 iMac. It is an Intel Core 2 Duo, not the i5, i7 again. It is maxed out at 16 gigs of RAM. This is my phone focuses. Sorry about that. Gets the job done. I'm looking to upgrade. I'm hesitant to pull the trigger on a new one just yet because you know Apple, how they go through and they cycle through their processes. So we'll just wait and see. Down here is just the generic keyboard, the generic Apple keyboard. I absolutely love this mouse. It's the Logitech MX mouse. Great mouse. My Wacom Intuos 4 tablet. It is the corded one. I'm probably going to upgrade to the wireless. Not sure. As you can tell, I have quite a few wires back there. This is the 12 South high rise for the screen to keep it level. So I have quite a bit of real estate there. This is the Sateki, if I'm not mistaken, 7-port USB 3.0 hub. I know I don't have 3.0 on my iMac, but it still gets the job done. I like how I can just plug something in and then pull it right back out. A Think Geek sticker, an Apple TV remote, the second speaker to my set. That is the subwoofer back there. Some books that I'm reading right now. I am in a graduate program, a grad school program, so I'm going through a lot of reading. Just some cases for the iPad. This blue one right here is for actually my Microsoft Surface tablet that I got during Black Friday of 2013. Got it for a steal at Best Buy, under $150. So that is the case that I use for that. One of the other books that I have, Environmental Sociology. Dunkin' Donuts coffee that I had from this morning. A 500 gigabyte slim, and I do mean slim, hard drive. I utilize this when I'm out and about. It's a very small footprint. Does not require a lot of space, and like I said, it is super, super thin. It is a Seagate one. I'm not a major Seagate fan, but they get the job done. In the meantime, I'm more of a Hitachi G drive, and I do have a small G drive right there, 250 gigs. I'm not a really big avid user of a lot of space at once, but when I do use it, I have a Synology setup, a DS1412 with 4 3TB red Western Digital drives. So for short time storage, I do use this little guy right here along with the big brother. This right here is a very, very old LaCie drive. I'm talking 2000, 2001 maybe. The 250 gig hard drive, when back in the day that was considered monstrous storage. This is an old iPhone 4 that I use occasionally as an MP3 dock to play out throughout my house. Those are the Blue Lounge cable boxes. They are amazing. They took away all my clutter down there and turned it in just to a few strands that I have tied together. And then lastly, the chair that I sit on is from IKEA. Gotta move back a little bit. It is a very high standing chair. Love that thing. This was originally my first chair, the Serta one, but I am about 5'11", and so this chair, my head was always falling back, whereas this one, it fits up to people that are 6'3", which I will not be doing any growing anytime soon, at least upwards, so that chair works out great. And that is about it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, here is my Brent Haven 15-inch bag that has my iPad Air in it and my Surface tablet, first generation. And that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to really start trying to output some videos, do some reviews on the headphones, on the JBL Charge. I'm going to go over with that. The OMD, I did just purchase from my bag. I can pull that out. I used to be an avid X100 user, but just the focusing issues were just too much at one point. So I sold it, but now recently I bought myself the black Fuji X100S. I have the rope strap with it. Great camera if you're into street photography and love that 35mm equivalency. Again, coming from film guys, going back to my old camera, this right here brings me back to the days of shooting film, compositing my images, not just, spraying and praying and hoping to get a shot. Even though this is digital and I have a 16 gig card in here, which I can get about 500 pictures, I still like to compose and only walk away with at least 30 to 40 images. So this is an amazing, built like a tank camera, the Fuji X100S. Okay, guys? Again, don't forget to subscribe. I will be hoping to post out and pump out some videos. Subscribe, ask me questions, anything you have out there. Again, this is Pet Rock Media, signing out.